Hello, Irregular Nation, and how is everybody doing? It's been a couple days since I've done a video, so welcome to Irregular Thoughts with me, the Irregular Neil. So, all right. So, seeing I haven't had a video the last few days, I have been on a couple live streams. So, if you ever want to check those out, because not everybody knows when I'm going to be on these things. I do post them in all my media accounts. But if you go to my playlists, I do have them in my playlists under Irregular live streams. It's when I joined the Truth 31. Awesome, dude. And we go back and forth. And actually, I was on a 5-hour one yesterday, which was another reason why I didn't get a video out, because there was a lot of quote-unquote Snyder bombs that were dropped again yesterday, and we all had to go and talk about them, and we're going to talk about them right here. There even was an article on Vanity Fair that I'm going to take us to and read. For anybody that might not understand everything about the whole Snyder Cut, and you can actually go and read it yourselves at one point, because I don't want to read everything for you where I might bore the hell out of you. So, you pick your bullet points, you check all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're gonna go over some nice little stuff that was dropped, and yeah. So if anybody ever wants to go check out any of those live streams, please click on the playlist on my channel, and you can see them. And go check out the Truth 31 on his channel. The guy drops some good stuff all the time, and he's got a cool cast of characters that come in and talk with him. And I was actually able to talk with them for the first time yesterday. So as you see, these are irregular thoughts right now. Because you're like, well, wait, when is he going to get to what he's talking about? Hey, you got to have an intro, everybody. Remember that. And we're also trying out new colors, too. The last couple days, like, even though, when I was on the live streams, I've had to manipulate the lighting. And I even got my halo light going. But for some reason, the natural light and all that kind of fucks with it sometimes. And I love that hue that comes on the top of the ceilings. So we've got a little blue. And we've got a little purple going, a certain style of purple. And I like the way it looks. You got to keep it fresh, everybody. And at the, right finger. And as you can see in the background, you can see Coochie Kopi glowing right there. I'm fingering Coochie. Ooh, that's dirty. Anyway, so, yes. So yesterday, Mr. Snyder dropped a few more nightmare timeline photos. And you might ask, what is the nightmare timeline? Well, that is something that you saw on BBS, where Batman sees the distant future of what's going to happen when Senior Darkseid takes over and decimates the planet and turns it into Apocalypse. And the nightmare team that is still around is Batman, Joker, Deathstroke, Mira, and The Flash, and of course Cyborg. So he dropped some photos, and we all know what Joker looks like in the nightmare timeline. He looks fantastic. He looks amazing, actually. And I'm sure, now we were talking about it yesterday. Now, when I bring everybody to the images, if it offends anybody or anybody doesn't like it, just click away. I'm sorry. One thing about Zack Snyder is Zack Snyder's an artist. And one thing that artists do, they don't give two flying shits about what people think. And I love that. This guy knows how to give to his fans. He understands, hey, you cannot please everybody in this world. And when you're making art, you want to talk to your fan base. And that is one thing that this guy does. He does not, and that, that's why I said, everybody goes, what's the Snyder Cut? Well, the Snyder Cut is his actual vision, his true vision. And what happened was the studio meddled with it, and it got all dirty. There's all different types of shit that go in here. That's why I said in the Vanity Fair article, which I will read some of it for you, you'll get a little bit of an understanding of, wow. So, with that being said, like I said, when an artist wants to do what he wants to do, you've got to you got to give respect to that. I mean, he does not, he's not going to sit there and say, no, I'm not going to do this. This is what I want to do. This is what I know the fans want, and this is what I want. So let it go out there. And what happened was the studio did not back him. They were afraid. And if they weren't afraid back then and they pushed it the right way, then I think everything would have been fine. You just got to learn, they didn't market it correctly. It was a knee-jerk type style reaction to everything. No leadership and all that kind of shit always happens. Stuff always goes awry. So, yeah. But let's share these images so we can get into it so you know what I'm talking about. So you might go, whoa. And then I'll give you a little background for some of them. So here we go. Share. All right. We're going to the Vanity Fair article. Just make sure I got that all up there for you. All right. Very good. All right. So anybody that doesn't know who Zack Snyder is, that is Mr. Zack Snyder. Now, most people watching my channel are going to know, but for any outsiders that do come in that do not know, well, that is Mr. Snyder when he was working on Justice League back in 2016. So now let's go to the images first before I dive into some of the article. All right. Not there. Here comes the first set coming up right now. All right. So as you can see, here's Jared Leto's Joker. Eerie and creepy as fuck. Anybody that hasn't seen the latest trailer of Justice League, you need to get on it because it is epic. Now, the photo right here where I'm circling with the mouse right here, that is Jesus Joker, as we were all calling him. And you see the thorn crowns on the head and everything now. And, the position, and it is one epic style shot. Now, of course, you see a picture like that, that's going to cause controversy, of course. I did not go and click on Hater Nation or anything like that. There is background to obviously what this is. There was a comic book iteration called Batman Damned, and he even got the approval from the artist. I'll take you to that picture a little later on. And it is an intense photo of what the Joker does, where he paints all over, the crucifix on a church, and it has symbolism to it. So one thing that everybody, so you understand, is for some reason Zack Snyder always gets like that stick. He always gets beat with that stick, like he does things that are so terribly wrong. And like I said, this is art. This is mythical characters. It's all that kind of stuff. But for me, this photo is freaking insane. It looks beautiful. Now, you say to yourself, what the fuck, though? Like, is this actually going to be a scene within the movie? Is Joker seriously this insane? I mean, he has like a doctor's gown, so it looks like he's doing some type of shit in this nightmare timeline. Or these are just photos to get everybody, going. Because there is a picture of CYBORG we'll take you to, and you're just kind of like, what the hell is going on with that? Is it just a photo that they took, or is this something that you're going to see? And when I take you to that picture, you'll kind of understand what I'm saying. So yeah, in my mind, I mean, we were talking about this yesterday on the live stream. I mean, this could have caused some controversy all over the place. I see nothing wrong with it. I like it. I'd love to see it in color, not the black and white. I know a lot of people are down with this black and white stuff, but I mean, no, I'm a man of color, as you can see behind me. I like to see everything beautiful. So yeah, I don't need no black and white. Give me the colored photo. I mean, like I said, there's really not much else to say about that other than, like you sit there and you question, because in one of the articles they talk about how he's supposed to be like the ghost of future past or something to that effect. So you still don't know technically, is this Joker alive, or is Batman hallucinating in the nightmare timeline and Joker is talking shit to him? I mean, who knows? Who knows what Snyder has in store for us when it comes to that? I know everybody likes to sit there and pinpoint things that they think they know, but none of us know what the fuck's going to happen in some of this stuff. It's 4 hours. we only saw like a small percentage of it in Justice League. I say like a quarter. They said a quarter, which is might be like 10%. And that movie was 2 hours. So that's, and like I said, we'll read some of the articles so you guys will be like, wow. So yeah, that's Jesus Joker right there. And here comes another couple photos as I scroll down. Here's the CYBORG photo that I'm trying to figure out. Now, this is a motion capture suit, everybody, that he has on. And as I scroll down, and he's all like discombobulated and funky looking. Now, within a nightmare timeline, I know CYBORG gets messed up. So this isn't even a finished product right here, but it's just such an interesting pose where I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I mean, is this what he looks like? Did they have him hung up somewhere where he doesn't have his legs? Because he's supposed to get ripped in half in the Nightmare timeline, like where he's been busted up. But I don't know. There was another image in this that they showed. I don't have it on here, and we don't really need to go to it, where he's standing kind of stoic too. So I'm not sure, but the way the arms are hanging and the way he's just all kind of, like funky looking. I don't know what that may be, but we'll see. I mean, not much to say on that. Then we got right here. We got Mara. This is Amber Heard. Now, we all know about Amber Heard and the Johnny Depp situation. So not a lot of people are, some people are excited to see her. Some people aren't. Honestly, I don't give a shit. I really don't care about what these people do in their personal lives, to be honest with you. I always laugh when tons of people are like, oh, I can't believe it. Who the hell gives a shit? These people are just meant to entertain you. They get paid to do that. They get paid to act. Whatever you want to do in your personal time, go do it. I don't support you any other way. Just play the damn character, and I'm fine with it. I don't care. That's Mira in the Nightmare timeline, and everybody's questioning why she's still alive. Don't know. Guess we'll find out. I mean, there's nothing, real epic like that. But right there, look at Batflick right there. I mean, does this man not scream Batman to you when you look at him? I mean, look at the chin. He's even like the cowl right there. You could see like the cowl right here. It looks like the nose has got some wear and tear on it. This is the Nightmare timeline. I mean, this guy was definitely born to play Batman. I mean, just look at that. There's nothing more epic looking than that. And I can't wait to see this whole Nightmare timeline, because everybody keeps wondering what's going to happen. And I think we're going to spend at least 30 to 40 minutes within the movie. And it's going to be pretty insane. I mean, because that was what Justice League 2 was supposed to be. It was supposed to be entirely in the Nightmare timeline. So who knows what we're getting with that. And when it comes to the other photos that were dropped, that was pretty much it. So let's go back to this beginning of this article. All right. As I scroll back up. All right. So let's read a little bit. We're going to have a little read along. All right. So Justice League, shocking, exhilarating, heartbreaking true story of the Snyder Cut. All right. A demoralizing battle with Warner Brothers, a devastating personal tragedy, a fan base he couldn't control. Zack Snyder tells Vanity Fair why he quit Justice League and why he returned to complete a cut that's reached near mythical status. Now, when you say that, there's never been so this is the other thing that's going on. There's never been a time where a studio or anything like that scrapped a movie, okay, and it was redone, rewritten. Let me use proper wording there. Rewritten. And just totally shitted on and then put out there to be made like he actually made the movie, but he didn't make the movie. And I'll get into some of that. And now he's been able to come back because of a fan movement that was so loud and did good things, with raising money for suicide awareness, because Zack Snyder's daughter did commit suicide while he was making this film, which was one of the biggest reasons why this man could not continue. Yet they still kept pushing forward to say, you know what, sucks for you. We got to keep going. Wow. So there's tons of layers to this. There is the Release the Snyder Cut book coming out. Or it did drop. I'm not sure. It's either it's coming out in the next few days or it did. So it's one or the other. And then that gives you what the movement and the fans were about and how much it did mean to fans. So some people, when they see all this stuff, they might say, oh my God, it's a movie. Who cares? These are fake characters. Why are people so invested in it? Well, guess what, everybody? Even, if you're a general viewer or whatever, you don't know what these movies mean to certain people and, like the movements and why they're so passionate about it. So that's why I even say, at the end of the day, if it's not for you, all right, good. It's not for you. Take a hike, go watch something else, but don't sit there and pick on the movement, tell people they're stupid for liking it, or oh, you're such a, whatever it may be, whatever word you want to use, however you want to do it. If you don't like it, fine, go somewhere else. Let the people that do like it enjoy it and let them do their thing. So, that ties into everything in life. There's something for every group pretty much in today's day and age. So, you know what? Do your thing, enjoy what you enjoy, but don't sit there and hate on everybody else, because that's just terrible. People suck half the time. So let me read you some of the first stuff of this, because this will give you a little generalization too. Zack Snyder, the director of Justice League, has never seen Justice League. Isn't that something? His name is in the credits, as I was saying, as the filmmaker, but he's never sat through the version released to the world 3 years ago. His wife, Deborah, who is also his manager, and they're quite a team. His wife, Deborah, who produced the movie, advised him not to. In late 2017, months after the couple cut ties with the superhero epic amid an increasingly demoralizing battle with Warner Brothers, Deborah Snyder sat in a screening room on the studio lot alongside Christopher Nolan, who handpicked Zack Snyder to direct Superman, Man of Steel, my fave. And he knew that his vision was the right vision to do this universe and to continue it, because Snyder wanted a 5-story arc. It was a Superman story. 5-story arc. So it was 5 movies. And everybody keeps asking for Man of Steel 2. Guys, we got Man of Steel 2 in BVS, okay? 5-story arc. Yes, the Justice League is put into this. Batman is put into this. But everybody clamoring for Man of Steel 2, I don't know what to tell you. You got your Superman 2 with BVS. Now we're getting Superman 3 with Zack Snyder's Justice League, okay? I don't know if we're going to get the continuation. I feel that we are, because every time something happens, every time, like the preview, the last trailer that came out trended well over 26 mil views and all that kind of stuff. It was like one of their highest rated besides, I don't know, Kong or something, whatever. But then all of a sudden, when everybody was worried about, all the countries not being able to see the Snyder Cut, and Snyder has a large fan base overseas, large, huge, it's worldwide. Right after that happened. So anybody that's worried that the Snyderverse might not continue, it's most likely going to continue after this movie releases. So everybody just kind of take a breath. Take a breath. It's going to be all right. So where we are right here, and then, all right, so Christopher Nolan, one of the movie's executive producers, as well as the director of the Dark Knight trilogy, and we all know that, she braced herself as the lights went down. It's a weird experience, she says now. I don't know how many people have that experience. You've worked on something for a long time, and then you leave, and then you see what happened to it. Yeah, think about that, people. Think about that for a second. What happened to Justice League was a crisis of infinite doubt. A team of executives who lost faith, and that's something I said earlier, in the architect of their faltering comic book movie empire and director in the midst of a family tragedy that sapped him of the will to fight, which is true. I mean, how could you really be going through all that? So that's what I'm trying to say. If anybody that doesn't know about this, I seriously tell you to read some of this article. And then, if you want to get the Snyder Cut book, the release of Snyder Cut book comes out, get that too, or just see if you can see it on, online, because everybody has their Kindles or whatever the hell it is. Take a look. This is gonna be a documentary one day. I guarantee you this will be a documentary one day, because there's a lot of layers to this. So here we go with Ass Whedon. Josh Whedon, a director from another universe, the Marvel Cinematic one, left the Avengers after 2 movies and crossed over to the comic rival DC, picking up Justice League not where Snyder left off, but remaking it significantly with extensive rewrites and hurried reshoots, just as the studio demanded. So you'll see that and you'll say, oh, well, he kind of no, he didn't get screwed. He knew what he was going into, and he just went in there and said, you know what, I don't give a shit what this guy did. I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to reshoot that, do it this way. And he put a piece of crap out there. That's what Josh Whedon did. He put a piece of crap on film, and then they sat there and they tried to push it and praise it, and it was not good. And anybody that says it is good, kudos to you. Enjoy it, but get out of my face, because there was nothing good with that movie. So on November 17th, 2017, a team up between Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Aquaman, and The Flash didn't so much debut in theaters as crash into them. It was sneered at by critics, shrugged at by baffled moviegoers, and all but disowned by those who created it. Whedon has since been accused of unprofessional and abusive behavior on set, which is now all coming to light, from people from Buffy back in the day to, I mean, basically everybody from Buffy. And then there's a few others. I mean, I don't sit there and, keen in on that. Ray Fisher brought all that to light, and he's been fighting the good fight with all that accountability over entertainment, and all of it's coming to light. And there's a few other people in there like Jeff Johns and a couple other numbnuts that are in this article that are going down. Gail Gadot, she had some hard times with him. So here we go. Publicly, everyone close to the movie practiced their smiles and rehearsed their talking points in the hopes of doing no further damage to the product. So here you go with life again. You know something's wrong. You see all this stuff. You see what happened. And then these people got to put a smile on. So that's why I always tell people, don't believe everything that you see that comes out on TV or you see in an interview. You don't know what the narrative is. And that's why I even say to people out there that are excited for Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then they start clicking on some of the people that quote unquote have their narrative of hate to play. Don't click on it, guys. Let it go. Don't call these people out, because what is it going to do? They're going to continue to play that. Always going to continue to play that. Remember that. Regardless of whatever facts of info you throw at them, they're still going to play their narrative because they have to. So this was one of my favorite here. I'm skipping around the article, everybody, just so you know, and I'll continue to explain as I do that. So here we go. Nolan and Deborah. Okay, Zack Snyder's sister. So one thing that came out, Christopher Nolan even said to Zack Snyder that he would never want him to see that film, and he will not let him see that film, nor will his wife. And then there was also something that came out of a WB exec that came out and said that the movie was a piece of crap. Everybody knew it, but nobody was allowed to say anything. Well, of course not. Narratives, people. Narratives. There's always a narrative to play. I mean, that's what I always try to say. So, I mean, look, I'm not going to belabor this article as I continue to talk, because I'm kind of giving you guys a lot of bullet points in this whole thing right here. I did show you those pictures, and those were the Snyder bombs from yesterday. But when it comes down to it, what WB did was wrong on every level. It doesn't matter, what they try to do. And then you see people like, oh, Warner Brothers doesn't want to support it, even though, it's coming out, this and that. Well, of course not. There's still some of these people that exist there. So you're not going to see these guys fall on the sword and say, yeah, I was wrong. No. No, they're not going to do that. They're hoping that this doesn't, it's amazing. Like at the end of the day, you would always say a studio wants to make money. Well, of course a studio wants to make money, but a studio doesn't want to go back on where they did not back their artist back in the day. And now all of a sudden the karma train came around real fast, and they're like, fuck. And the only reason it did come was because of Jason Kilar and HBO Max. If we didn't get an HBO Max, we never would have got this, because they weren't going to release it in theaters and all that. But here it is. So, yeah, everybody, it is some crazy shit that has gone on throughout this whole thing. Now, when I was talking about before with Joker Jesus, I just wanted to show you, so people, so everybody doesn't sit there and attack Zack Snyder for, dare you put a crown, the thorn crown on the head. Calm the fuck down, everybody. All right, please. Anybody that has an issue with it, like, enough. Get like I always say, get a life half the time. So I want to show you that it was from a short comic run Okay. And there it is. It was called Batman Damned. And that is quite an intense picture right there. That is fucked up. And there's tons of symbolism. Symbolism. Couldn't get that word out, sorry. And in that faint writing, it also says, for obviously it believes in you. Now that's some crazy shit, right? As you read into that, as you can see the light shining behind it. But you see what Joker did right there. And then you tie that into the photo that where he has the thorn crown. There is like, so the one thing that people, like where, haters come in, they say Zack Snyder isn't true to any of the comics. Zack Snyder is nothing but true to the comics. Okay. He's nothing but true to the comics. He takes riffs from comics that you'd be like, oh shit. Oh, I didn't know that. So what cracks me up is half the haters come from the Marvel side of things. And I don't hate Marvel. I like Marvel. It gives you what you have to get. It gives you those fun beats. But when you're watching a Zack Snyder movie, he goes deep. He really goes to the comic fan base, because people that are going to go see this want, they know what Snyder gives you, and they want those deep comic riffs. They want all those beats. Whereas in a Marvel movie, it's, it caters to the general audience too, because you got the explosions, the pow, the booms, the funny jokes, and then they're in their costumes. So then when you go see a Snyder movie, it's, it's like serious. He's taking the actual, tones of the comics. And if you ever read a comic, I'm not a huge comic reader or anything like that. I do have them. There is a lot of dark shit, as you can see with that photo I just showed you, Batman Damned. They really go hard, and Snyder is that guy to go there. I mean, this movie's gonna be nothing short of epic. So, but when I can look at it from the general audience side, and that's where I always try to tell, like people that are deep into the fan base that are big Snyder supporters, I'm a big Snyder supporter too, but I also come at it with a different view, understanding the sides. Yeah. I mean, a general person's not going to want to sit for 4 hours and watch this, and they're not going to understand every image shot that he puts out there, or epic looking thing, or Batman just standing in a certain pose, or Joker in a certain costume, or any of that. Superman in the black suit. Some people are like, oh, what is that? Superman doesn't wear black. Why is this so morbid? That's where the divide comes, and then that's where the problem was with the studio, because they don't back it. They're like, no, has to be happy, bright, this and that. Well, they tried that with Justice League, and guess what? It took a giant shit. That's what it did. So when you don't stay true to what your artist wants to do and you don't back it, that's what happens. Just believe in what you're doing, and people are gonna like it. Just like in Wayne's World 2. If you book them, they will come. So, hey. Anyway, everybody, those are my irregular thoughts on this little edition of Snyder Bombs. So I want everybody to go hit that like, hit that subscribe, and become a part of the Irregular Nation. Because why the fuck wouldn't you want to? I mean, who doesn't want to take a ride on the irregular side with this guy? And oh, wrong finger. Glowing coochie right there in the back. Cheers, everybody.